Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie, and today we are back with another window shopping video for Polish Pickup. Polish Pickup, or PPU for short, is a monthly pre-order marketplace. It takes place on the first weekend of every month, and there's always a new theme with a ton of indie brands that usually make polishes or other hand and nail care products. So as always, I will chat a little bit more at the end. For now, let's just look at the website. Okay, so here is the website for Polish Pickup this month. The theme is mood rings and emotions, and the shop will be open from Friday, November 7th through Monday the 10th. So let's just go into the nail polish category and start with the first two rows. And immediately I am so drawn to this Alchemy Lacquers Emotional Support Shiny. It just looks so stunning. Not necessarily unique, right? I feel like we've seen this kind of combination of, a purple base with a very glowy blue shimmer. I want to say this reminds me of maybe a Polish for Days shade from the summer, though maybe that leaned a bit more blue and less purple. But the point is, we've seen this combination before. I just wanted to look at it a little bit up close, just to admire it because it's gorgeous, but not one that will be coming home with me. And unfortunately, I'm not really feeling the rest here. The only other one that's somewhat giving familiar vibes is this Amaya Cosmetics, this trithermal, where the colors remind me of Cirque's Lost Berry, or even I think there's one from KB Shimmer, though I'm completely blanking on the name. But this looks like it has more of a jelly kind of finish, while the Cirque and KB Shimmer were more creamy in consistency, or like at least a little more opaque. But I think the biggest difference is that this one has these blue iridescent flakies. I don't remember what flaky the KB Shimmer had exactly, but it just wasn't like this. But the base, the trithermal, that's been around before. Very, very pretty, but unfortunately my Lost Berry is already not transitioning anymore, so we're not gonna get a replacement for that. So let's just move on to the next two rows here. I would say from here, my favorite one is this Cadillacer called Joy. It looks so beautiful, like such a perfect winter shade, being this jelly cornflower kind of base, having these white matte hex glitters, and then these fiery sort of iridescent shards. Super unique and cool. Oh, how cute. Okay, this is inspired by the joy my two rescue dogs from Egypt had when they saw snow for the first time in Switzerland. Stop, that is so precious. I'm literally about to tear up. Okay, I love that so much, but deep breath. Aside from how freaking precious the inspiration is and how beautiful the shade is, I feel like unfortunately it's not one that I would end up wearing that often. It's just one that, I would just like to have in my collection to be like, oh yeah, that's a really pretty shade. And I'm happy that I have it, but then I don't wear it, so I don't really want to do that. So yeah, I unfortunately will be skipping on that, but that is such a standout. It is so unique, so pretty. And if anything, I think this bee's knees is kind of reminding me of Sassy Sauce's Wicked Sorcery, having that like really dark base with this almost black to red multi-chrome magnetic. But I feel like the magnetic shimmer in this bee's knees is very, very subtle. Like it doesn't look like it stands out that much, if that makes sense. Like it's almost hard to see. So oh, okay, in these pictures you can definitely see it a lot better. Oh, and it looks like it has more of a teal base as opposed to like a black, but it is, it's nice, but I already have Wicked Sorcery and I love that one. I don't need anything else that's like it. So yeah, the other shades, not really speaking to me, nor do they really remind me of anything else. So we can just move on to the next two rows. Now from here, this Cleona looks very pretty. Change of Heart, love the name. Such a pretty transition between the almost Cinderella blue and then this more punchy, medium purple shade. Love the blue shimmer and the flakies in there, but I feel like it's one of those shades that, again, I just wouldn't really wear at all. Not to mention, I'm not really in the market for thermals either. It's pretty, but yeah, I can just admire it from afar. I do want to see maybe more pictures of this cracked called Surging Energies, because from at least that initial photo, it immediately reminded me of Velvet Seat Cushion, which right now I can't remember if that's one that they ended up retiring, but then these photos look a lot warmer toned, almost having like a magenta sort of base. Yeah, it's described as a deep magenta purple with a shimmering purple, soft pink glimmers. Very, very pretty, but yeah, it kind of reads to me as like the warmer toned version of Velvet Seat Cushion, which I already have in my collection, and you know, I'm happy with it. But this is a very, very pretty shade. I do love the almost jewel tone kind of quality to it. I want to say it almost reminds me of an Olive Ave shade even, but I can't put my finger, or like it's reminding me of something. The recent Olive Ave purple called Dream, I think doesn't really look like this. That one's more of like a smooth, you know, metallic. This has more of that shimmery particle, but the color is just, you know, kind of giving like a familiar vibe. And then from the bottom row, I really like, or you know, think the cuticula and the dom are super beautiful. The cuticula is kind of reminding me or giving similar vibes to Island Peas Enchantment, which is one of my favorite shades from them, but this has, you know, larger iridescent flakies in the background, but that teal color, oh, and it even shifts to like purple in extreme lighting. Super, super stunning. Enchantment doesn't go all the way to like purple and pink, so this is a lot more shifty with bigger flakies. If for whatever reason you were not impressed with Enchantment, I feel like this is probably like a, I don't know if an upgrade is fair to call it, but you know, it just has like a even more oomph. So very beautiful, but I don't need it. And then the dom is also so stunning. I love colors like this. It's very soft and ethereal. Also love the name. Anxiety is a lying bitch. Oh my god, yeah. Absolutely resonates. Such a beautiful color for that. And it's described as a sheer periwinkle with a red to orange shifting shimmer. I would say the closest off the top of my head, but not really, is Mooncat's After the Rain, which is also a periwinkle, but this one looks much darker or just like saturated in color, while After the Rain is almost more of the pastel version, you know, so like sibling shades. Very, very pretty though. Oh, I love it. And I like especially love it for the name. But yeah, so other than that, you know, not really feeling the others, and they also don't look like familiar to me where I can't name potential dupes, so we can just move on to page number 2. And from here, okay, the first one that stood out is Fancy Gloss's Mood Swing, because it reminded me of Simply Chaotic, I think, from Holo Taco, the thermal from their anniversary last year. At least like the base color, or you know, the thermal transitions going from teal to this like sort of indigo color. The flakies look a lot more silver in this fancy gloss. Okay, they're described as champagne flakies. The flakies in Holo Taco were definitely a lot more dimensional, I would say, you know, being the iridescent. So I wouldn't really call this a dupe exactly, but the thermal transition colors did really remind me of it. And then for the Haunted this month, it's called All the Rage. And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna skip it, which is so sad. Still waiting on, you know, the perfect Haunted to finally try them out. But yeah, not to say I'm skipping it because it's like a bad or like ugly or boring shade or something like that, but it's just, you know, a shimmery deep red. It's beautiful, but I just have something like this. I did immediately think of Cracked Polish's Crimson Ecstasy, but I think it might depend on the lighting, because there's kind of this much brighter red shimmer particle in here where it almost, you know, in certain angles or photos, or I guess it's mainly like in the bottle shot here, the bottle really reminds me of Holo Taco's Thirst Trap, where the red shimmer is so bright it almost has like a pinky quality to it, but I don't think that's how it looks on the nail. Like on the nail it definitely looks like a deep like sparkly red, you know. Ooh, maybe even in like very extreme angles, at least you can see in the bottle the shimmer almost has this like gold shift, but I don't see that on the nails, and that's fine. It's a beautiful, you know, red, but I already have shimmery reds and I already don't wear them enough. And then the only other one that's like kind of intriguing to me is Hit the Bottle Polishes, called Screw You Anxiety, which is this magnetic. I love the magnetic shimmer in here, like going from that orange to red, pink kind of color. I just am such a sucker for that colorway, especially in like the velvet effect. Also, what the freak is like, what is this? Argyle? No, what do you call that pattern? I mean, it's like almost argyle, kind of a checkerboard. That is crazy. That like literally took a second to register because I was about to say I love this magnetic colorway in the velvet effect because it always looks so like fiery. Honestly, this almost reminds me, now that I see, you know, a regular a regular cat eye kind of style or whatever, this almost reminds me of Holo Taco's Off the Grid. Am I crazy for that? Like, you know, maybe not an exact dupe, but a kind of, right? Because it has like that, how's it described? Let me see. Okay, this is a deep purple base, but on the nail it has a black appearance with a very fine green blue micro glitter, and then with the magnetic pigment, obviously. Actually, that's probably why I like it, because I really love Off the Grid. Okay, I just easily talked myself out of it. Not that I was really considering getting it, but yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much it that I'm interested in. And again, I cannot really think of like dupes. I mean, this Hearts and Promises seems simple enough, you know, that we could find something similar to it. Maybe this is like a more opaque version of Cracked Polish's flower pressing that just came out, because it looks like it has a pink to golden shifting shimmer. So, you know, it's pretty, but I don't need it. I do also kind of think that Glistening Glow is pretty, called Love is Love, but it's like a sheer, you know, shade that I don't need. So let's just move on. Now from here, we have some stunners. Oh my god. I mean, first of all, kind of just loving the whole top row. Maybe with the exception of the KB Shimmer, but we'll get to that. Going from left to right, the Indie by Patti Lopez is immediately reminding me of a shade we saw last month, I want to say, in either Polish Pickup or Hella Handmade, but I just specifically remember having that thought, seeing this, you know, blue to teal magnetic shimmer, especially in the velvet effect. It just looks so striking. But I think this has more of like a true black base. Okay, well, it doesn't really specify, but it looks like a black base to me with like, you know, these hollow sparkles in the background. I think the polish I'm thinking of had a very deep blue base, but either way, I already skipped out on that one. I'm gonna skip out on this one, but I love the magnetic shimmer. Then the Jenenberries. Oh my gosh, I am not even gonna try to pronounce that. But this one, at least from, you know, that initial photo, was kind of reminding me of Mooncat's Gates of Hell. Now that I see it a little more up close, I wouldn't really call it a dupe. Oh my god, this has the funniest inspiration. I don't know why, but Ryan has been loving Enigma, and like, it's just so like, it's just not the kind of music I want to listen to when we're like going to see, you know, our parents or something. That is so funny. I almost want to get it just to like show him, but I'm not gonna do that. But it's described as having a blackened black cherry base with a subtle deep red shimmer and a mix of holographic flakies. So, you know, kind of similar vibes, but like not really. Gates of Hell is a little bit more purple, so I don't know, maybe you might find this to be a good enough alternative, but it is really stunning. I love the sparkle in this one. And then this Kathleen & Co. Wonderlust. Okay, well, that second picture looked a little interesting, but this photo, like the purple that you see here, the little, you know, shimmers of the magnetic going from like fuchsia to aqua. It looks so stunning. Almost very like silvery too. Oh, I just love these colors. This photo kind of scared me a little bit, where I was like, oh, okay, it's maybe like more of a darker like black base. Well, it's described as a shifty green to pink magnetic in a blue to purple multi-chrome base. Okay, so it is purple, but a very deep shade. Oh, that is so stunning though. I don't really see the green. I see it as an aqua. It's so sparkly. Oh, I love the colors in this. Really pretty. I feel like I can't think of a magnetic close to this kind of colorway. Like obviously Island P has come out with a lot of magnetics this year, but I don't know, I just wouldn't, like, I wouldn't say there's one that looks like this, or even like Mooncat having a lot of their magnetics just not really giving a similar vibe. So this is definitely very unique, very tempting, but I'm gonna stay strong. I don't want to, I want to be good this month, you know, so I'll stay strong, but maybe I'll revisit it. And lastly, this KB shimmer, I've got a feeling. I was intrigued at first, but you know, without even tapping into the photos, I already know it's one of those like really tiny micro flakies that just don't always do it for me. I think I was interested because it almost registered to me as a more blue version of Hidden Potential or something, because I don't think they have a blue teal version of that multi-chrome, but this again has like flakies as opposed to a traditional shimmer, so it's just not really my thing. Then from this bottom row, I think the lumen is very pretty. It's called Adrift. I feel like seeing this photo and seeing that shimmer go from, you know, like a bright aqua to pink in extreme angles with this almost, you know, purpley base, it almost reminds me of Vapid's The Seven Ravens, but just like a shimmer, because yeah, the Vapid was a magnetic. This is definitely a lot more of that true lavender kind of base color though. I think in like this first photo, I thought it was a little more taupey leaning. Super beautiful shade, but yeah, don't need that one. And the only other one that's kind of sparking like a familiar vibe is the MJ lacquer Lavender Luna, where it kind of, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, at least from this photo, it reminds me of, oh, what is it called? Starly's Moonflower, I think, where it is a magnetic, but it kind of has this whitened silver crully base with like a pink shimmer and then these flakies in the background. But seeing these other photos, I don't really think it's close enough to be a dupe or anything. So, you know, it's a pretty shade, but yeah, we can just move on to the next two rows here. And okay, I immediately am looking at the Moth and Moon unintelligible screaming. Love that. I feel like this is so familiar though, but I can't put my finger on it. I mean, maybe I'm thinking of KB shimmers of quartz, but this is slightly more pink. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I love how sparkly that is. Just so stunning. Oh my gosh. I know this is a polish that I would just like wear and stare at for hours. So beautiful, but I am gonna tell myself that of quartz is very close to this. I think the KB shimmer is like a little bit more cooler toned or like lavender leaning. It's not like a true pink like this shade I think is. And maybe there's like, you know, some iridescent flakies in here as well. So it just has a different but beautiful sparkle. And then I love this polish. This one is called Blue Period. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. I was gonna say at first it was giving sort of like Mooncat's River Styx. You know, it's like just such a glowy blue teal kind of color, but I wonder if maybe this is closer to like Gamma Ray Blaster, which is a dearly departed Mooncat because it looks like it can be a little bit of a darker blue. Wow, this is such a chameleon. Like, you know, depending on the lighting, you either get like a totally blue polish or you see this really intense teal shimmer. You might even get purple in extreme angles. What an absolute beauty. So stunning. I don't need it. I'm not gonna get it because I rarely actually wear colors like this, but it is so gorgeous. And before we move on, the painted polish Feelin' Spicy. Love the name. It looks gorgeous, but it also kind of reminds me of a previous painted polish PPU shade called Live Laugh Lava. I think I would say that one was a little bit deeper or more of like a red with a brownish kind of undertone, and then this one is just a little bit less brown. Maybe the flakies in this are also slightly larger, but yeah, basically if you miss that one, I feel like this one might be a good alternative because it just looks so beautiful. So let's just move on finally to the last page here, and oh my gosh, okay, we have some more beautiful shades. Starting from the top, this Pampered Polishes for Riley. Oh my gosh, I think this is an Inside Out reference. Yes, I'm pretty sure so many of the polishes were, but this one is so cute. It's immediately reminding me of Painted Polishes Pastel Prism, which is another older PPU shade, but this is like more of a flaky formula. The Painted Polish is her tiny micro glitter kind of finish, so you know, not an exact dupe, but definitely really similar vibes. Absolutely cute. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Also, this Paradox polish, oh my gosh, this looks like, oh okay, I was gonna say it looks like a magnetic version of Kathleen & Co.'s Follow Your Dreams or something. I mean, maybe with more of a red base, which is very apparent in other swatch of photos. But yeah, this shimmer is so interesting because it looks so golden copper here, but then you just don't really see that, or you barely see it in other photos. So I'm assuming it's, you know, the lighting. It's interesting, but I can skip out on that. The Penelope Luz, oh my gosh, that is so stunning. She is back with her super smooth magnetics, which are so tempting. Like, they just look so glassy, so gemmy, just absolutely satisfying. I just know this is the type of mani to like distract you from all your responsibilities. It looks so gorgeous. I love that it has a deep blue base. Oh my gosh. But again, I'm not gonna get it. I feel like I keep gushing over these Penelope Luz magnetics, and for good reason, right? Like, they deserve to be gushed over, but unfortunately, I just know it's not gonna be a polish that I wear super often. I already have like a decent amount of magnetics in my collection. If she were to come out with like a light to medium shade of pink, you know, like, I feel like she's been doing a lot of the darker shades. Like, we've gotten red, we've gotten like dark purples, this deep navy midnight blue. They're all stunning, but the second she comes out with a lighter or brighter kind of pink that's not like a hot pink, but you know, like a maybe not, maybe bubblegum, I don't know, I just would have to see it. It would have to be like the exact right shade for me to be like, yes, I am adding it to my cart immediately. But for now, we can skip it. Then the Phoenix, oh my gosh, that looks so sparkly. This is another one that kind of reminds me of KB Shimmer's Of Quartz, but a little different. Maybe this is more purple, like more of a lavender purple base. Oh, super stunning though. Obviously not one I need in my collection, but it is very pretty. And I would say, oh my gosh, my favorite so far, this Pie Colors. Oh my god. I want to add it to my wish list so bad. It's called 1,000 Stars, and it's a lovely blue-green jelly base, color shifting to shimmering gold, green, and hints of blue at the edges. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. I only just got my first Pie Colors from, I think, a previous PPU. Maybe it was HHC, but It's so pretty. This one is definitely different. Oh, I love this photo. I know not realistic lighting, right? Like it's obviously a purpley pink kind of light that she has, but just beautiful. Oh, I would love to frame this. That is such a beautiful photo. But the polish, oh my God, do I have something like this? I mean, like if anything, I guess my mind is going to one of the Rogue Lacquer Ostentatious shimmers, potentially being like the closest to this, and seeing it in the bottle. I forget the name of it though. I always like get all the names mixed up, but there definitely is like a blue one that looks similar to this in the bottle, but I don't remember if it looks like this on the nail. I would guess that this is also more sheer though, right? Like this is a much more like true sheer jelly shimmer, while the Rogue is very opaque, almost having this chrome kind of finish, which honestly, some of these photos look very chromy too. Oh, that is so tempting. I am gonna double check with my Rogues of that Rogue Ostentatious collection, which I loved, right? Like beautiful collection. 2 out of the 5 shades have already faded, and it's just such a shame. Of course, it was like one of the purple periwinkle shades, and then the other was the pink, so those are the 2 most common culprits, you know, when it comes to fading. I'm pretty sure I haven't heard of like a blue fading like this, but I don't know. So I'm gonna double check, but for now I need to add this to my wish list. Like, oh, you can't blame me, right? Like, look at that. That is the type of shade that needs to be on my nails. It is so pretty. Oh my God, I love it so much. Okay, we don't need to dwell on it anymore. But ooh, actually I just had that like light bulb moment or whatever, where not only do I need to double check the Rogue, but I should also double check Cuticula's Fairy Core, because I'm wondering if maybe that one is also going to be similar. To be fair, I don't remember Cuticula's Fairy Core being so yellowy green with the shimmer. Like, it just looks so dominant in this pie colors. I mean, obviously, I guess depending on the lighting, maybe the bases are a little bit more similar in color. It's just been months since I've worn it. Like, I think the last time I wore it was in the spring, so I will have to double check that, because I don't want to dupe myself. But this pie colors is just, I mean, like, you heard it yourself. Like, it altered my brain chemistry, and I fear this is going to be a shade that I will be thinking about forever. But that is going to be really funny if it turns out to be an exact dupe. I don't think it will though, because I feel like the bottle of the pie colors looked a lot more blue, which reminded me of Rogue. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Let's just move on for now. So for these next 2 rows, I'm not really interested in any of the shades here, but there are some familiar ones, like Red-Eyed Lacquer looks like Holo Taco's Nightlife. The Sassy Sauce Blue Velvet looks like what is it, Mooncat's Epilogue to Utopia. You know, the magnetic, going from that indigo blue to purple sort of color. I think the Swamp Gloss is pretty cool. I like the soft cornflower base. It kind of reminds me of the Cadillacer. It looks like it even has some fiery flakies in there, but obviously this also has these more neon, like red and pink matte micro glitters, so, you know, a little different. But they're almost like cousin shades in my mind. But yeah, nothing that I really like enough to get, so we can just move on to the last 2 rows here. And from here, I mean, this Watcha also is giving me Mooncat vibes, like Port 6666, having that purple to pink to copper multi-chrome magnetic shimmer. Maybe the Watcha's shimmer is even more shifty, like noticeable in color, and yeah, it looks like it even has a deep navy teal kind of base color like Mooncat, where it's not a black base. So I would say this is like a pretty good dupe, definitely a lot more affordable, being $13.50. But yeah, obviously don't need to get that. And I guess I want to look at some more photos of this sweetheart polish called I Believe, because it just looks like such a fun, bright green. Oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. Wow, I love that color. That is so stunning. I know I got a bright green somewhat recently from, I think it was Sassy Cats, or no, Sassy Pants lacquer. Not quite a dupe to this. I was gonna say this sort of gives me Holo Taco, Perry Don't Bother Me vibes, but not quite. I think this is a bit brighter in its green base, but it's still really sparkly and just really pretty. So I do really love it, but it's not one that I need to add. So I'm pretty sure that's it from, yeah, these last two sections. I mean, like the sweet and sour looks like a gorgeous deep teal emerald sort of shade, but not one that I need personally. So let's just look at the hand and nail care products to see KB Shimmer's scrub, which is called Peppermint Cream. So this has a sweet twist of marshmallow fluff and of course peppermint and vanilla sugar. So I'm okay. I'm like neutral on peppermint. I do like that it's accented by these warmer, vanilla sugar, marshmallow kind of scents. So it's not super sweet, not super minty, just like a nice balance. But yeah, I'm not really super interested in this one. So I feel like I can skip it, but I do want to quickly come out because I did see that Polish for Days now has their cuticle oil on Polish Pickup. I remember seeing Caitlin review this in, I guess, like their last collection review, and I was intrigued. I was looking at the scents and everything, but I think the one that I wanted, it was like something like sugared plums or something that was sold out, of course, so I couldn't get it. But let me see what this one is. Spiced wassail? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I have never seen that word in my life. But it's more of a subtle scent. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a candle, but you get this cozy vibe. Okay, but like, what does it smell like? Am I crazy, or there's just like no scent notes here other than just like that first sentence, which again, I don't know what this is, so I have no reference for it. But okay, well, I mean, sure, I can look that up and maybe I will later, but I am intrigued to try it because I love a good cuticle oil. But yeah, other than that, my wish list just has the one polish, which again, we will be triple checking even, because I really don't want to dupe myself. But man, this one is just so pretty. I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, obviously, like if you look at it, it makes sense why I'm so drawn to it. But yeah, I don't want to dupe myself. So that wraps up my window shopping for Polish Pickup this month. As always, I can't wait to hear what you think of this month's theme or the offerings, because obviously I was really into a lot of polishes. I feel like I had so much fun just like actually window shopping, where I'm oohing and eyeing at all the polishes. I thought they were super pretty. Definitely a lot of magnetics and a lot of like teal, blue, purple kind of shades, which I guess are technically the more popular colors that we see in a lot of other months too, but it's for good reason. It's because they usually are just so incredibly pretty. So yeah, let me know if you do have anything on your wish list or what you think of my wish list, which is just the one polish. After kind of comparing some of the photos with Cuticula's Fairy Core or even the Rogue Sense and Sensibility, I feel like this Pie Colors is different enough that I can justify getting it, but I know it is incredibly similar to those shades at the same time. I feel like it's just another one of those Cuticula Fairy Core shades, for example, where when I first saw that one in PPU, I was like, okay, surely I have something similar to it, but not really, like not an exact dupe. And so I think it's worth getting, because I just love those kinds of shades so much. I know you guys know this, but I don't know who I'm trying to convince here. But yeah, I'm very excited for that one, even though it is just the one polish. But that does kind of make me go back and think, should I get the Kathleen & Co? Because that magnetic is so stunning. I love the color combination. Like the shimmers are just so unique. At least I can't think of something in my collection, let alone something that's readily available on the market. So if there is something that's even more similar, you know, from like KB Shimmer or like another brand, definitely let me know. But that one is another unique shade that I'm just like still thinking about, because I can just imagine if I see it in the velvet style, like, you know, see more videos of it, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna be swooning over it. So I don't want to regret getting that or regret skipping it. So I'd love to hear if you have that on your wish list or just what you think of that one in general. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know any and all thoughts you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.